All right, YouTube, good morning. Captain Paul here. And this morning is August 10th, and I'm on the Bayliner 4788, aka Amazed, where I finished our portion of the loop. Candy loves looking at this, aka Pam and Mike. Anyway, this is where we just completed that, about 2,000 miles aboard this a Bayliner 4788 Amazed. Hope you guys are enjoying those videos. These next couple ones are pretty long, but there was a lot going on. So, and to tell you the truth, I really wanted to emulate like you guys sitting at the cockpit coming down the river system yourself. So I hope that all comes out in the videos. And they're long because there's something happened with the Coast Guard. They were doing a test out there, and they were checking on. They were giving their report. Anyway, today I want to talk about the market real quick. A lot of stuff going on in the market, and I want to just give you a quick update of what's going on. The next boat we get on is in New Orleans, and we take that over to Cuba, Texas. So that should be an exciting, I don't know, 5 or 6 days. Then supposedly we're going to fly to Chicago, and then go from Chicago down to Green Turtle Bay, and both of them in a couple different boats. I'm going to let you guys be surprised. These are older boats, and we're going to go do them, and they're also slow boats. I don't expect any speed out of either one of them, even though they both are capable of going fast, but not like the 4788 here, the Bayliner. So I'm expecting about an 8-knot cruise on these next two boats. Anyway, and they're older boats and couples learning. It's yacht training. So I hope you guys are just as excited about seeing that as I am doing it. The market, wow, man, there's so much going on. I talk to so many people every single day. But one of the big things that I'm seeing right now is just this. The market has, how do I want to be gentle about this, it's definitely a buyer's market. The sellers are not, the guys that don't want to sell their boats aren't selling their boats. And let me explain that real quick, because what happens is these guys get emotionally attached to these boats. They put a price on them. They talk to their broker, and then they decide, hey, we're going to sell it for, or we're going to try and sell it for this. Well, that's not working out for anyone right now, because the market is not bearing the prices that they're putting on the boats. As soon as they drop the prices on the boats, they will sell. And it's just like anything else. It's just supply and demand. The junk still doesn't sell. The good boats sell very quickly, but at a reduced price, because nobody's paying that full COVID, all emotion prices that they were before. And when you guys are buying these boats, you really, really need to get unemotionally attached. And one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make when buying a boat is a buyer's broker. And it's absolutely you're already emotionally attached if you've hired a buyer's broker. And it's a bad way to go. The brokers do not talk to each other. They do not sell boats to each other. And so I've just learned in the past that if you made an emotional connection with another human being, and then you decided that you're going to do business with that human being, that's because you did that in emotions. You did not write that down on a piece of paper and do it. And if you knew what you were getting involved with, you wouldn't have done it, because it eliminates you from a lot of different boats, because brokers don't talk to other brokers. And a lot of these guys won't sell to another broker. They only sell to them. You can only list them. And you guys, the commission, the way the commission works on it is 2 people get paid on the commission of a boat. So when you're talking about a boat that costs, I don't know, say $150,000 or $200,000, the commission is 10%, so it's $20,000. The actual guy that listed the boat gets $10,000 of that, and then the brokerage place where the boat was listed, they get 10%. So they get $10,000, and the broker gets $10,000. So then if you take it and add another broker, that $10,000 commission is now $5,000 commission. So you can see why they don't do that. So it's better for you to find the boat And then the best advice that I can give anybody when out here in this market, do not get emotionally attached to anything. Write everything down on a piece of paper and then approach it like it was not, I don't want to call it a business deal, but approach it like it, write down the pros, the cons, and then the reality of what you're getting yourself into. Most of these boats, including the one I'm on right now, this boat is, a 2001, so it is 24 years old, and it needs all new electronics. It needs some love in the engine room. The generator isn't working properly, and it needs, the reality of what it needs is, if these guys, if Mike and Pam pay somebody to do all the work on it, it actually needs probably about $50,000 worth of work. And so, and then what they paid for it, which was right at full buck value, they're going to lose $50,000 because the reality of the boat is only worth $200,000, and because that's the buck value on it. And when you guys are buying these boats, you really got to pay attention to this value, because that buck value is what the boat is worth. That's it. It's not worth, it's not worth that other $50,000 that you have to put into the boat, or $80,000 or $100,000. And a lot of these old Hatteresses that I'm seeing on the market right now, just about every one of them need engines rebuilt because the engines haven't been done on them. And right there alone, you're probably looking at somewhere around $100,000 to do both of those engines if you pay a mechanic. And just about every single one I've walked in all need the engines done on them. So, and another prime example, this just breaks my heart. Just absolutely just when we see sellers like this in this market. There was Tom called me and he had this beautiful, it was Ocean Alexander, beautiful boat, 54 foot, and it has MTUs in it. And the guy goes, and I don't want to show the boat because I'm not going to get involved and I'm not going to have put up with the lawsuits or anything like that. You guys can go on there, find it. But anyway, I called. It's, I go, wow, that's a beautiful boat. We called the broker. We talked to the broker, and we said, okay, it's got MTUs on it. It's high hours, 6,000 hours. He goes, what do you think of that, Paul? I said, well, it is because they're newer motors, you can run them more hours. Like possibly 10,000 hours. But we need to see the oil samples, his oil samples, and we would want to, when's the last time the boat was serviced? When's the 1,000 hours been done on it? So the guy, this is what the guy says. This is the owner of the boat. He goes, well, we're going to look for a buyer that doesn't need any of that information because that information doesn't exist. At least he was honest about it. And so the broker, we talked to the broker. The broker's getting tons of phone calls on it because it is listed and it's listed below buck value. But absolutely no oil samples were ever pulled on the boat. He's owned the boat for the last 5 years. He's cruised it. He's put a ton of hours on it. He's never taken it to MTU. He's never had any service work done on the boat. So all the original oil coolers, transmission coolers, all of that stuff's original. It's never been touched. And that boat, in my opinion, needs to go. It needs oil samples pulled, and then it needs to figure out what needs to be done, which will be all the after coolers, everything. Each one of those motors probably need about $20,000 worth of work done to them. And the price, does the price reflect that? No, because then on top of that, it needs new electronics, just like everything else. It's got 20-year-old electronics in it. Same thing, Tim's looking at this here in Gulf Shores. We're looking at this 62-foot Jefferson, and the guy has got it listed at, I think it was $650,000, $630,000, somewhere around there. And there's just no way, because, like I told Tim, I go, well, it's got the original 17-year-old electronics on it. So right there, just that package alone for a boat like this, you're looking at about $50,000 just for that upgrade. Now we got to go through, we got to make sure the engines are all at their 1,000-hour service. There's another 30 grand. Now we got to take, and all the air conditioners, they're 17 years old. And maybe you can get a season, maybe 2 seasons out of the air conditioners. but that's it. And it's also old technology, power hungry, old technology. So eventually these air conditioners have to be dealt with. But they're original air conditioners on this 17-year-old Jefferson. I think it's a 2006 or 2007. It's listed here in Gulf Shores. You guys can look it up if you want to look up the listing. But it's, that boat needs, right off the bat, it just snap your fingers, it needs $100,000 put into it, just like that. So is it fair to, to pay $600,000? The real price on that boat's probably around $350,000, $400,000 with the work that it needs. Because when you're bidding on these boats, or when you're looking at these boats, that buck value is what the boat is in running order. So that means all your engines are up to date, unserviced, all your air conditioners are working, all electronics are working, everything's working on the boat. So any money that you put into the boat after that, and I'm not saying there's an examples where that you get more than buck, because you can, and you can even double and triple and stuff like that. But that those are unique situations and unique boats that can do that type of stuff. Just the regular average boat, saltwater boat, it's not going to do it. It just won't do it. One of the reasons of the boat that I'm sitting on here, the 4788 Bayliner, it's never even been in salt water. And when you go in that engine room, you can tell that, because there's no rust. There's not that salty, gritty rust all over the place. And you can tell that, it's a freshwater boat. It's almost like they've been preserved. And it is a huge difference when you're purchasing boats. So are you going to pay a premium for that? Yes, you are. You're not going to get one of these boats, that's been taken care of like that. That's out of the water 6 months out of the year. It's in heated storage. It's actually about 7 months, and then it gets put in the fresh water. Those are like what we call holy grail boats. And then have they been taken care of properly and stuff like that, then the price might shoot up, and you might pay a premium for stuff like that. And also there's other situations where you can pay the premium. There's a couple of boats we're looking at right now, but I'm not going to talk about them because I don't want to ruin it for any of the buyers and stuff like that that are in really and they're in fresh water, and they look really good on paper. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. The big thing for you guys in the boat market, don't get emotionally attached. And I don't care if you're paying $40,000 for the boat or $400,000 for the boat. Do not get emotionally attached to these boats, and don't get emotionally attached to the buying, the seller, the broker, or nothing. It's a business deal. Write it all down on paper. Don't make any rash decisions. Make your decision, sleep on it for 24 hours, then make your decision. If the boat gets sold, it gets sold. It wasn't meant to be, is the way I look at it. So, and just be careful out there. The market is very brutal. These the brokers right now are they're doing the best they can with what they have, and what we have here is a fleet of neglected boats that are trying to be sold at high prices, and you got to be very careful with that, and especially in today's market, because what it cost to do something 4 years ago and what it costs today, completely different. It's quadrupled. Insurance is quadrupled. The guys that work on your boat, what they charge has quadrupled. The slip rent is just going up. The only thing that stayed stable, I would say, in the last year or two is the price of fuel. Coming down the river here, we paid between, let's say, $3.99 and $5. Somewhere a little bit over $5, and somewhere right at that $4 mark. But I would call it right at that $4 mark. Anyway, I hope you guys are appreciating it. I loved my trip with Candy, aka Pam, and Mike. They did a wonderful job, and I hope they enjoy the boat for years and years and years. And if they don't, if they want to complete the America's Great Loop here, I wish them the best. We'll help them any way that we can. Anyway, God bless. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Like I said, next, I think it's on the 24th, I head to New Orleans. On the 17th, I'm going to go to Rome for a few days, and I'm going to go just do a quick little trip there and do some sightseeing by myself. And then I'm going to head over there to New Orleans on the 24th. I leave there and head to New Orleans. And then we're going to go see Claudia. We're going to do a couple more runs, and then we're going to fly to Puerto Rico where we go see Claudia. So I'm getting excited about that too. Anyway, peace out. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe. Don't forget about your t-shirts. Carmen, my daughter's taking over the t-shirt show. She's taking a lot on the actual channel here. She's doing a lot. So you can see like the thumbnails, the descriptions, the titles are all changing. That's all Carmen. Thank you very much for helping out, Carmen. And she is working on t-shirts. We're going to do different designs in t-shirts like Pasty White Guy. And I want to hear in the comments anybody that says, you know, what's your idea for t-shirts? You don't want to be the richest man in the graveyard, Pasty White Guy. I want to hear you guys' comments. Anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Peace out. Remember, live life with no regret. I do. And thank you so much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. God bless. Bye.